Good morning, and how are you? My name is Ashley Saenz, and this is my YouTube channel. Today is October 11th, 2018, and do you know what day that is? Well, if everyone on your Facebook feed or favorite social media haven't told you yet, it is National Coming Out Day. So if you identify as lesbian, gay, bi, trans, or queer, questioning, asexual, plus, or anything on that spectrum, hi, today is your day to use your voice and your power to come out and to enlighten people with very much normalizing this movement. And we have been doing so for the past 30 years. According to www.hrc.org about National Coming Out Day, which is about the Human Rights Campaign, this is the 30th anniversary for National Coming Out. It says, quote unquote, 30 years ago on the anniversary of the National March on Washington for lesbian and gay rights, we first observed National Coming Out Day as a reminder that one of our most basic tools is the power of coming out. 1 out of every 2 Americans has someone close to them who is gay or lesbian, and for transgender people, that number is 1 in 10. Coming out, whether it is lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer, or allied, still matters. And the people who know someone who is LGBTQ, they are far more likely to support the equality under the law, and beyond that, our stories can be powerful to each other. And so, in that light, I want to share my own stories, of 3 of them actually, of me coming out in different settings. Number 1 was coming out in school. I specifically remember one year, I want to say it was middle school or junior high, but we did come out as a bit of a protest day as well, and it was a day of silence, and it was to bring awareness to the said group. And because I identify as bisexual, I really wanted to make sure that, you know, as an oxymoron, my voice was heard by not saying anything. And surely enough, with a school full of people in the Bible Belt, they would notice a whole bunch of people not talking that day, which means it didn't matter if they were LGBTQ or if they were an ally. If they didn't speak, they supported it, and we wanted to be known that we were here and that we weren't going to go away anywhere. Granted, I was really worried and upset that I might be bullied worse than what I already was at that time. I was horrifically bullied throughout my time in school, which is one of the main reasons why I never really liked it going. I loved learning, but I didn't like being in this situation. Besides the point. I was worried I would get brutally beat up, worse than what I had been, had I come out being bisexual. But thankfully, you know, as we got older, got into high school, you saw more and more same-sex couples or people on a spectrum who were more out and free. But of course, we are not pushing anybody who is not comfortable to do so to come out, especially if it concerns your safety. Please don't, you know, endanger yourself in any way. Just know that you are accepted and you are loved and that you are valid and that there is nothing wrong with you. So I accept you and I love you, and I will be the mom that you need to come out to if you need someone to come out to. So by all means, hit me in my DMs. I'm constantly on Tumblr. You can find me on Facebook, and I'll put all my social media down in the description box below. And so, you know, hit me up. I am here to support you. Also, when I did do this on the day of school to do the silent protest and I didn't speak anything, I had a lot of teachers get very upset with me, being like, we asked you something, you need to answer us. And so I would write my answers down on a paper, and I was just like, here, because I'm not going to speak. I'm protesting, you know, and I have that right. And they would scream at me, and I don't do well with loud noises of people yelling at me and stuff, and they like pushed me to speak, and finally I just said, here, and it was like the only thing I said that day. And then the teacher looked at my writing and then looked at me, and she's like, can I, you know, say this out loud? Am I allowed to out you, basically? And I was like, go for it. And basically I wrote out that I was like, I'm bisexual, it's National Coming Out Day, and I want to make sure that while my voice is absent, that I'm still being heard. And so it was a very powerful time. The second time that I came out, it was to my grandparents within the following week, because they were asking, like, well, what's this stuff all about? And it was like, oh, you know, well, I like people of both the same gender and the opposite gender, and I really don't see why that's not normal, or I don't see why you guys don't like that. And I just specifically remember my grandparents in the store, my grandpa stopping and looking at me, being like, don't go around telling people that you like girls. We don't do that. because that's an embarrassment to me, like, quote unquote. And I was just like, the audacity. I just remember, like, standing there feeling embarrassed for my own self that he's out here raising his voice to me and being like, don't be telling people, you're an embarrassment to me, this, that, and another thing. And I'm like, what's it matter to you if I like somebody? Like, it has absolutely nothing to do with you. And I think I specifically remember coming into that conversation being like, I want to know if I can go to my girlfriend's house today. And he was like, don't be saying that, she's just a friend, and stuff like this. And I was just like, well, whether or not you like it, we're kind of together. When he got close to being 80, I came back to try and talk to him, being like, look, if I end up marrying a girl someday, what are your views gonna be? And he's like, you know what, I just kind of give up. I'm 74 years old, as he would like to say. And he was like, as long as they don't hurt you, I really don't care. If they respect you, they don't hurt you and hit you and stuff, then they're okay in my book, and I hope I can meet them someday. And so I was like, great, you know, like, even in his old age, he understood after some time of processing that it wasn't the worst thing in the world to be attracted to the same people. But I also know that many people don't have that privilege, despite the family that they have, that they really look up to, that they really think they could trust with that info. But on the surface, they know that they can't. So I'm very appreciative that my grandpa was very lenient in his later years to accept me for who I am. And so, you know, that really formed me, like, closer and feel that bond with him a little more. The other time when I came out, I was visiting my mother during the summertime, and I was kind of online looking up some stuff, kind of looking for, like, National Coming Out Day things, or just talking to some girls in general. And my mom was like, well, who all are you talking to and what are they like? And I was like, well, there's some girls that I like. And I was really cringy. I didn't know what her stance was on the time. And she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know how to say this, but I like girls as much as I like boys, and I'm really afraid that people are gonna hate me for this, and I don't know why. And she's like, oh, cool. Well, no problem. You know, if you like them, you like them. What can you do? And so I was like, oh, I didn't know that you were okay with that. So her and I became a little bit closer bonded. And that was really awesome too. And again, not everybody can come out to their parents, let alone their grandparents, or even some of their close friends, because they think they're going to be judged. Honestly, you know, again, don't throw your support system and don't come out if it's dangerous to you. But by all means, if you can open yourself and give people the chance to see the real you, it's worth it in the long run. To accept yourself for who you are is really liberating, and that's really about what today is coming out. So let's celebrate today, the 30-year anniversary of coming out and being who you are and being the original, unique you. It's awesome. Way to go. High five. Love you very dearly. And if you liked what you saw today, be sure to give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe. There's a little bell down there, and when you click it, it will ring, and that means you will get all the notifications about my upcoming videos. And I'm going to be doing a lot of reaction videos and some more story times. I still have to tell you about my dog bite, and I still have to tell you about some books that I've been reading, because I recently went to the library and it was a load of fun. So I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Stay positive.